Welcome, my dear friends, yet again to this wonderful place that you and I oftentimes call the real world. It's here in this perilous, tumultuous, divine, and oftentimes beautiful real world that we get to see all aspects of life come to fruition. Children being born, their elders passing on their knowledge, stepping into the next realms beyond. The coming of age of a child, the marriage of a bride. All of these can be beautiful moments that leave everlasting warmth in the soul of a creature. But they can also be tainted and leave dark holes that fester within the hearts of man. But I'm not going to get all cryptic on you. We're going to have a good time. We're going to dive back into the story. But of course, we can't do that unless someone does the recap.
Choose me, choose me.
You have been chosen. Please, Ben, take it away.
Okay, so we started where we left off previously in Jamil Jadot III's bedchambers, where he had been visited by Dream and um, Gloombringer. And through some conversation about dreams that he has been having of late, we get the story behind who Drian was and how they've had to know each other. And Jadot tells us of a land called Eden, where Drian saved him from drowning after and we knew the story of how they fell in love and the pieces that were left out of that story was Drian's refusal to no longer to see Jadot any longer, and wouldn't let on why. Out of curiosity, Jadot followed them back to the settlement, and it became clear that Drian was the next in line to rule Eden. This trespass was frowned upon, and the rest of the village sought Jadot for punishment, and Drian threw themselves on that grenade figuratively and was sentenced to death for it. And Jadot was exiled back to the material. And then with that, a deal was proposed, and we left Jadot to stew on his situation and the possibility of realizing his dreams. And leaving that conversation, we got to see Stark's wicked guitar solo. And then everyone left the party and took a much needed break as we waited for word from Jadot and the train. Ambassador and Stark made a baby. Not the traditional way, but a mix of blood magic and ritual magic and infernal magic to make a blood leech from feeding from the prince, who was also a warlock of the ninth or eighth layer of hell. Almost went wrong, um, and the child almost lost control, but was able to be brought back into their senses. Also came to light that the blood rings were a cursed item, but I think that would still be fun. And then Ambassador went off to try and peddle the drugs in Ajaib, ran in with into Slayer, had a nice exchange, and we pan to Slayer, who is lining up his shot on the Khalife. And Atlantis spends his week studious, learning the ins and outs of the ocean of this world, and meets a fisher named Lilyjohn of the Dragon Turtle, and throws a feast in his honor. Everyone comes and joins, and at the end, the newfound child, the artist formerly known as Apprentice, touches Charmcaster and reveals a wild prophecy about her brother and betrayal and sacrifice. And then Lilyjohn excused themselves and went on their way. And we left off with Jadot calling us to meet in the desert.
And don't forget we all have Heroes Feast active.
Hey, kids, take your well deserved point of inspiration. Thank you, Ben. That was beautiful.
No, you missed a lot of love between Ambassador Stark, but we'll give you that. You did a good recap.
I mentioned the love. I did not
Not enough.
recreate the love.
Not enough.
I felt it in my heart.
Good enough.
And that's what's important, Carlos. That's what's important.
That's
I'll
what's
let you pass
important.
this time.
So that's my 3 pages of notes.
Yay. Okay, very cool. Like I said, take your well deserved point of inspiration. You deserve it, as I have mentioned. And we are gonna actually hop right back into where we left off. Jadot had reached out to Dream and given you a meeting place and a location for the next morning coming. Dream, you find yourself left alone in the dream plane as Jadot tries, Jadot retreats back into his own mind, no longer uh, stepping out of his self and attempting to communicate with you. It's here in the dream plane that you and Crescent uh, begin to do your, if I remember correctly, do your nightly uh, patrol. Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Nightly patrol.
If I remember correctly, because I remember you doing your going through the dream plane and checking on dreams. And usually when people go to sleep, there's some shenanigans you'd like to do. So I want to leave space for that before I gloss over it.
Uh, Dream, Dream is uh, definitely tired from all the shenanigans in the real world, and I don't know if I have any shenanigans planned.
Sounds good to me.
Um, I guess uh, I I was gonna check on the um, I was gonna try some time travel shenanigans, but thought better of it.
You have no time
And
mine. I mean, it just takes a call, but still.
no, like we're back in the past. So
Oh, please don't.
okay.
For my
Um,
sake.
I'll just reflect back on the week of training with Crescent and uh, drift off into sleep, knowing that we're a better pair now.
You drift off into the usual soft, glowing warmth, the radiant moonlight that bathes you in this safe place that you've created in the dream plane. It's Crescent first that notices a bit of a chill that sneaks through and finds its way to the back of your spine. Startles you awake almost. You see just beyond you, not far at all, a darkness enclosing. One that comes from all sides and seems to be the deepest black a shadow could ever be. The darkest you have ever seen, Dreams. When you turn to look to Crescent for answers, the shadows have already overtaken you, and you're alone.
I was muted that time. I'll call out for Crescent try and pull her moonlight around me.
The only thing that happens is your voice echoes through the void. You begin to look closer and you find that you are no longer in the sanctuary of moonlight, but now instead a dark cavern created by Ebon shadows.
Do I know whose doing this is?
No. But the energy here reeks of fear, of terror, nightmares.
Come on, play. Quick, come.
You personally don't have any way to detect magic, correct?
I don't think so.
You can make an arcana check if you'd like.
Giordano's? Must be Thursday night. Whatever the hell you doing, look, forget it.
Yeah, no,
Hang on, let me guess.
nothing that I'm aware of.
Half pepperoni,
Arcana.
half mushroom.
It's 15.
Like I always,
15 arcana.
only 3 should.
A creature as well versed and adept at manipulating dreams and nightmares as your partner, Crescent, must be at the bottom of this. Someone has manifested terror here. You would think they may even be attempting to siphon from your dreams.
I will steel myself and lean deep on my duty as guardian. And I will plug BEG borrows and steals for the
I
map.
already did, yep.
And then
It's funny because I literally just zoomed in on their logo.
And then head towards the tree.
And as you get closer, you see that this tree waves very softly, very slowly, in a breeze that you can't exactly feel, but can hear. One that howls through the night. The tree itself doesn't seem to hold any leaves, any fruit, nothing of importance that you can tell. Not at first glance, at least.
I will reach into my bag and dig around for a crystal. Look for one of a tree in autumn breeze. Pair of lovers underneath. And plant it at the base of the tree.
There's nothing like volunteering at the fire department.
There's nothing like hitting the waves.
But with my register months and always been easy.
Okay, interesting. You plant the dream shard at the base of the tree and burrow it into the soil there. In moments, you watch with terror as it begins to infect the crystal, turning it into a dull black stone slowly.
Your vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
It's a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how to mix it.
I would go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Deep lose density over time.
I'm gonna ask that you, sir, make a saving throw for me as Dream here. And you are going to make a wisdom saving throw.
We need a small business owner.
Okay.
Fast.
I got this.
Is it against being charmed or a spell?
There's a better way.
It is against a spell. Wait, hold on. I might be kidding here. Because I think you are.
I'm immune to charmed and frightened.
Perfect. Nope, quite all right. Yes, sir. Please make that save.
15.
15 is not going to succeed. As you stand up in horror, almost reeling backwards from the sight of pure dream magic being so easily and readily corrupted, you notice the shadows of the wavering tree become still, even though this physical form continues to move. They coalesce and begin to take form, and a creature begins to step out from in front of the tree and quickly lash out at you with shadows. A 31 to hit, a 23,
Okay.
and then a bonus action attack for a 28. Do any of those hit?
The 28 and the 30 or 23 miss.
Remember, you don't have any of your bonuses from being next to Crescent, because Crescent isn't
Okay.
present.
In that case, the 31 hits.
Just the 31?
Yep.
Sad.
Yep, just the 31.
Just the 31. And it slams down on you with a giant fist of shadow. It's gonna be 28 bludgeoning. And hold on, there's more. It's gonna deal some additional damage to you. When you hit a creature, you can deal an additional 60 necrotic. So we're gonna roll that. 28 plus another 34 as the shadows wrap around you.
Right, we doing the other, so we subtract. Now, you should have 16.
And then I didn't score any criticals.
That's my boy. What did I tell you?
And I use my bonus action, my action, my movement to manifest. And that's going to be it. As it attempts to continue wrapping these shadows around you and almost siphon the life from you.
It will meet its self with radiant wrath. Moonstone dragon.
You're crazy, man. You know that?
Do I get
This is seriously messed up.
bonuses without Crescent?
Stepping out on your wife for 20 years and throwing her off a cliff. You are certifiable. You need to let this go, man. There's nothing you can do to change what happened.
Partner.
How am I supposed to let this go? How am I supposed to let go? Let's see my friend on the ground, knowing that the man she loved, the man she trusted, a guy who used to be my best friend, put her there. We have been through this. I told you, I didn't kill Diane. Yeah.
Okay. Gonna make 4 attacks with my spear. These are just flat. A 29 to hit.
29 will hit.
Do I need to break out radiant damage?
You know, that's totally up to you.
Okay.
You know what? This damn thing is terrible.
That is
Wait a second.
20 damage.
You used to have another picture up here.
And
You got a picture of you and Diane on your wedding day.
You slash through the shadows.
It made me sad to look at
6 of that is radiant.
Yeah, I bet.
I said 20.
Yep.
That's my aunt. She's out of town. Oh, that's too bad. It's open.
And they are marked. Not that it matters. 31 to hit. For 26 radiant. 34. 22 radiant. 25 to hit.
A 25 is going to miss. Right now, AC is 30. And do you have a damage for me?
It was total of 40, 60, 68.
68 total.
And
Pretend I was cleaning out my gutters last week, and it hit me. 2304 Kirkland Avenue.
I'm going
That's Kristen
to
familiar to you? You're drawing a blank. That's funny.
I'm gonna action surge.
Sounds a little village.
Do it again.
5 years ago. Dude, we raided a lot of stash houses back then. Well, not like this one. See, this one, we was primary to the door. And the purple drove weapon, I don't know. FN 5 something, I don't remember. Anyway, he didn't give us a choice. We filled it full of holes and we dropped it.
18 plus 13
Everybody split
is
up to search the place. Lo and behold, what did you find?
31.
You found 2 bags.
To hit?
No, 31 damage. It was a 36 to hit.
Right. 31 damage. Copy that.
Another 20 damage. 26 will miss. 24 will miss. And bonus action, I am going to defend myself. Plus 2 bonus to AC.
So when you think I found bags, it's what he knew away before you got me. You think that's the case? What the hell did you charge me?
Actually, I'm gonna need clarification there.
I trusted you.
says action type 1 bonus action, but the text says you can use your action to raise your shield.
What is that from specifically?
Lunar Sentiment.
Is that one of the combat actions like feign, castle, or etc.?
I believe so.
It's defend.
Defend.
If it's whatever action type it states, so it says bonus action. So I would assume for defend it says use your action to raise your shield, granting yourself a +2 AC bonus. If your partner spirit is within 5 feet, it increases to 3. You both gain the effect. So you get +2 right now.
Yeah, but it's a bonus action?
It's a bonus action.
Okay. Yep, that's going to be my bonus action, and
Safety deposit box.
that'll be it.
As you slash at it valiantly with rays of radiant spear light, the shadow begins to crumble and disapparate, slowly sinking back towards the ground. For a moment, you think you're safe. But just as you do, you look back to the tree and see a pair of huge, glowing, dark eyes. In time for the area around you to explode in dark shadow. And we're gonna roll some necrotic damage here for you as you're caught in the blast. It's another no save.
Some sort?
No save on this one. And it's going to be 6d10 necrotic. And it's 23. Rolled really low. And
I was thinking it about 15 minutes ago when you passed that coupon.
and do my partner spirit bonuses.
Did he cast a spell?
Was not a spell. That was action. Bonus action will also invoke their aura of dread. Alongside that, creating that large AoE. And that allows the shadowy creature from behind this tree to quickly dive into the shadows created and disappear within them. And your passive perception is 17. And you are still able to mostly make out this creature. See its shadow moving within this aura of gloom.
Answer. You are on the right land. Over here, the Marine base camp was shooting at North Germany between 1950 and 1985. And so, listen closely for this important legal announcement. For decades, Marines and their family.
We got a bonus action here. It will. and this shadowy suit of armor again lashes out with a shadow, with a 34 to hit.
That'll hit.
This network's content material. Financial compensation still be with your case.
For 33 necrotic damage.
1-800-500-5549.
Okay.
Very nice, and I get all my boons now. And immediately you can feel the shadow weighing upon you. You can feel the shadows lashing at you, grabbing at every part of your body, attempting to hold you down, to pull you into the weight of itself.
You're 90 or older with certain chronic conditions like asthma or diabetes. Medium increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Prevnar 20 is approved in adults to help
It is your turn.
If they would, I am going to thrust my spear into its chest as if I'm going to stab it and just kind of point it right there, and then radiant light will emanate from the tip as a 60-foot cone, hopefully getting both the dragon and the rider.
You do still see it, so let me make it visible here so you can angle yourself. Just because its stealth check did not beat your passive.
Yep. Can definitely cone get both of those guys. And if they could both please make a dex 18 check. Try and get the tree too.
Two.
Big cones.
We are subject to the same effect, so we are going to hearten and both make an acrobatics check instead and try to take the higher result. So me first. Two. Contracts plus. Do I get any bonuses for this? Nope, it's just going to be that. First one is a 29. So I think I'm going to pass.
I think you're going to pass.
So we both pass. Gotta love Hearten. How much damage do I take now?
Good question. I think it's a save or suck. Oh no, it's half as much. No, but you don't take any. Because Hearten, you'll take no effects.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Breaking it in. Assault kidnapping. You know you're gonna go to jail for this. Yeah, it'll be me and you. I got tips on a bad punk. You think this is funny?
Very nice. I forgot that part about Hearten.
Back to work.
Anything else on your turn?
would love to call for Crescent. Do not have any mechanics to do so.
Honestly, just calling out her name would be more than enough, but something is separating the two of you.
When the dragon came into my reach, I should have gotten an opportunity attack.
Sure, you can take that. It would still end its turn in front of you, so wouldn't change too much, but you can definitely make the attack. Get that extra damage in.
31.
Say again?
31 to hit.
Will hit? Oh, yeah.
17 piercing and 11 radiant.
Crazy.
For 28.
28. Thank you. And as it entered, you just basically tore right through its shadowy form. It was
And
obviously not happy about that.
both of their movements should be 0. And I'm going to use another action surge. I don't think I can do anything without Crescent here. I am going to move around here.
As you move through the shadowy area, you find your feet weighed down. It's difficult terrain.
Okay, that's fine. That's what? 10 feet, so 20 feet. And I am going to attack the tree.
Okay.
21 to hit the tree.
21 will hit.
It's 25 damage.
And I will make a concentration saving throw. It's a critical fail, but it's 27. Will still mean the concentration is up. But the tree, however, begins to split and crack. And I will put a little token there to keep track of that.
We'll hit it again. For a 34 to hit.
How much damage was it, remind me?
25, and then it just took another 18.
So
40, 43.
Okay. End of your turn.
I get 2 more attacks.
Go for it.
First one's going into the tree for a 28 to hit.
Hits.
27 damage.
Which brings us to 60? No, 70.
70.
One more attack?
And one more for 34 to hit. and another 27 damage.
Exercising for over.
And the tree almost completely begins to split and crack, a hair's breadth away from completely being destroyed. You can see the shadows around you slowly start to quiver, and spots of radiant, luminous, lunar energy begin to pop up in spaces. You can almost hear Crescent's voice from the other side, calling you, but muffled by the shadows.
Polearm Master bonus attack. 23 to hit.
And get tested with a release injection. You're exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms. Tell your doctor right away. Number 2 does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections. Practice safer sex.
Oh, hits, yeah. Hello.
13 bludgeoning
13.
damage.
And with the last strike, the tree finally splits in half and cracks, and all the shadows begin to disperse. End of your turn,
That's it.
and I'll get one last hurrah as the dragon veers back and exhales a powerful breath of shadow. Please make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. It is only me, so I get to add my shield bonus here.
Here's the pool party.
Wish the partner was here. 27.
You will take half damage. As this shadow breath rears forward in a straight line, an Icarus amount of shadow, almost acidic, but painted. And it deals 56 necrotic damage, half because you passed.
That is 28.
And this shadowy breath launches you backwards, sending you out of the shadow plane and back to the luminous sanctuary that you'd been stolen from.
Some containing toxic metals 200
I feel
times
personally
the maximum
attacked.
safe level set by the FDA. Heavy metals in baby food.
And immediately,
Exposure to them.
Crescent is by your side. What has happened? Where did you go? Are you okay?
Just at work right now. The consultation is free and there's no fee unless we win your case.
They have
No matter
a
how
way
young or old your child is, you may
to
still
cut
be
me
able to
off
file a claim.
in the
Call
dream.
1-800-600-4177. That's
Ooh.
1-800-600-4177. 1-800-600-4177.
Nightmares have a champion.
That's not gonna make it, you know that. Can you show it now?
Crescent's face turns grave and solemn.
Things are worse than I had thought. Is there anything we can do to speed the recovery of the Dream Guardian?
Only time will bring a new guardian to replace us. There is one thing we may do, but it is dangerous in and of itself.
I fear desperation might be upon us soon.
You hear from Shanakala yet?
But for now, we have been too lax. We must redouble our efforts and ward our dreams against further intrusion.
If they too have a champion, one that is stronger than us, then it has taken the seed of nightmare into itself. And much like you are the night of dream, it has become the night of terror. I don't know why I did not see it before. The dreams, the nightmares, all along, dream they were chasing us. It wishes to vanquish us.
Well, I think we both have a vested interest in preventing that from happening.
I would say so. We must retrieve the egg. With it, we may stand a chance.
Well, we know where it is in. Dream does some math. How to count her fingers. 6 days time?
Then we must work quickly. And I think
we can wait.
Mm-hmm.
I hope we can wait that long. Hold them off.
And Dream looks out into the wild and beautiful nebula that is the Dream Plane. Its safety is at stake. We slowly begin to fade to black. To the next morning? Question mark?
It doesn't exist. Never
Sure.
Okay.
Uh,
Ajaib, the next day.
Dream,
We won't start with Dream, actually.
if Dream sleeps in, can she still have a long rest?
She actually cannot, because I believe you failed that wisdom saving throw earlier.
Do you believe?
And that was the do that was the dream spell. To not manifest terror. It's the next one. I just want to get the name right.
Night terror.
Night terror. Yep.
So I get a level of exhaustion.
You do not get the benefits of a long rest.
All my best friend first. Oh, come on, honey. Anything big, anything important, we told each other. Like Philly.
Well, why can't I find it now?
What you say? Anybody say anything? Say something else about Philly.
Yep, here it is. Night terror. And you're also going to take 3d6 psychic damage when you wake up, which is 9 psychic. So you can hold on to that for when you wake up.
I get a level of exhaustion, right?
That is correct.
You can run it down to the ground if you like it. Because after all this,
Where we find ourselves now is far from Ajayi, or at least for the moment. I do believe that where do we find uh Faust this morning? I assume back in Cania.
Yeah, that makes sense. He'd probably have to feed quite regularly.
Just came back from downstairs, give it a minute. You
Yeah,
can
so
go on the.
he'd have to feed
He put too long. That thing is too.
And
It's no good. You
and
have to cut it to.
if you remember, yesterday
Last time.
there
He said
was
it was like
almost a there was a very extreme reaction to Charmcaster that Faust underwent.
Yeah, on that note, could you repeat what he said? I remember it was about Charmcaster's brother.
anything to make you smile.
this is John.
It
It was.
Something about her being the key.
I thought it was Charmcaster's brother burning in hell.
it was very much something along those lines. Do you have keen mind?
I don't think this character does. No.
Okay. The best that you can remember with your high intelligence are the main points that in Charmcaster's future, she is apparently some sort of key. That there's also betrayal in her future. It's un it's unclear of what nature that takes, and that her brother hangs in the balance, and that and ultimately it will be her choice and her fault.
Let's catch your words card. You just didn't stop getting rewarded.
All right. Yeah, I figure we have to take him back down to hell to eat every night. Stark, would you be coming with for this trip?
Yes. I mean, Stark would probably feed um in hell as well too.
What else supposed to keep you up? Try
If he
this
have
nightful
human blood.
spear. Just one dose. Truly all-inclusive.
I
I'll take you from now
would assume we do.
max strength
Excuse me,
nighttime relief.
any human
Knuckle
blood.
severe. Night times difference
As
easy
long as
coughing,
it's
sore
human
throat,
blood.
best sleep with a cold medicine.
Yeah. San says that we have human blood in stock in the dungeon. You're more than welcome to feed.
Then yeah, Stark will come along. Have a family dinner time.
Better skin from your body wash? Try
Creepy.
Olay body wash with skincare super ingredient collagen. Olay body wash hydrates for healthier looking
Yeah.
skin in just 14
I think,
days.
I'm going to start getting
With
Young
Olay
Apprentice
Body,
set
I
up
feel fearless in my
for
pan.
life down here. Going to start with the simple necessities, specifically warm coat, cloak, things like that, just so that he can at least feel relatively comfortable here and move about.
Think about the best night's sleep you've ever had.
So, we don't need to role play a shopping scene, but take him to, a clothier and get him set up with some furs or, whatever, strikes his, personality.
That's a first. You guys don't want to do a shopping scene.
Well, it's not for me.
Well, that's ambassador, okay? Listen,
You're not
give Stark a
shopping.
shopping scene.
No.
Listen, I will pimp my boy out. Alright, Faust will look like the prettiest girl at the prom.
Wait, we're not doing phrasing anymore? Pimp my boy out?
Well, I don't think we ever did phrasing.
No, we never did.
I feel like
Faust
phrasing
will
went
look
out the
like
window really early
prettiest.
on.
Faust will be the prettiest in any party. Nothing but the best for my boy.
Okay. I've put the loving parents in the bloody laboratory in the depths of Kania's Twilight Tower with their lovely child, who's been exceptionally quiet this morning, even more than usual, as you're handing them all the gear and equipment that they'll need to brave the deep, cold winters of Kania
And summers. The summers are quite cold too.
and the summers. The summers are also quite cold.
Sister, are you all right, my child? You've barely touched your blood leech.
Huh? Oh, uh, yes, sire. I find myself a bit lost in thought. I apologize. And he begins to approach Morin and kneels to begin his feeding. But before he does, he stops and he looks back at the two of you.
I got a wife. I got a beautiful wife and two beautiful kids.
I just realized what he'd probably say. Poor child.
I got a big fat bitch.
May I speak freely? And he looks to the both of you.
I'm gonna give him a nod.
Rock will do the same.
You have given me nothing but opportunity.
What he did.
And I am eternally grateful. But I cannot shake this omen that looms overhead. I cannot. I cannot rest. I only see the worst in my dreams. I am afraid.
Let's see. Insight. Dirty 20. Just to confirm that, like, he's talking about the uh, prophecy or vision or whatever he had last night.
He is, but you can also make an arcana check here since you passed the first one.
Oh, okay. I'm good at those. Uh, 26.
Ambassador, Faust was a special child to begin with. You sensed a touch of magic within them already before you had bolstered it with your fiendish deal. They are a precognitive, probably one born at birth this way. And that, mixed with all the dark magics, have not only empowered but seemingly cursed them similarly.
Yes, in my mind, this is a great power. This is, I'm sure, yes, right now in this moment, feeling like a burden. Quite the burden. But if you're able to harness it, I'm sure this is something that you will be grateful for in the long term. And we'll find a way to do it. Otherwise, this could well destroy you. But enough about that. Let's.
Oh, ah,
What's bothering you specifically?
I continuously see terrible visions, but the one that scares me the most is the newest. since I met yeah, Faust knows her name. Since I met your companion, Charmcaster. These visions I had make more sense. And I believe it's what has revealed this new piece of information to me. In our future, I fear I see a being more powerful than anything we can imagine. A being, and Faust begins to close their eyes, that was created to destroy deities, to lay waste to titans, to combat the primordials, a bringer of true devastation. And as their eyes close, you can start to see their lids begin to flicker. You can hear their breath begin to go even heavier. They're going to make a wisdom saving throw.
God. I know he's not good at those. He failed at my wisdom save.
And, ooh, a 22 is actually going to pass. As he opens his eyes and you see one purple and one red from his respective parents. And they're both glowing brightly. And he speaks a word not in his own voice, one that trembles the entire lab. The God Slayer. In a moment, he closes his eyes, and you find that for the time being, he has returned to his normal state. Looks up at the both of you, bewildered. Am I still here? As he places a hand on his chest.
Oak will place a hand on his chest as well.
On his own chest or on Faust's chest?
On Faust's chest. Excuse me, I should have worded that better.
And he immediately looks up to you and can see a little bit of comfort rise in his eyes.
And I'm fine. No, actually, I'm here in town. Listen, you know,
Did you
Sergeant Clay
see this
Maxwell?
God Slayer or just get a
Yeah.
sense of their existence?
And Faust nods solemnly.
Listen, I need you to send a couple of detectives.
I did.
No, everybody's fine. Just right now. Yeah, I need you to send a couple of detectives from Internal Affairs.
Could you
And,
describe this
send
entity
police in
for
your
us?
rep too. Oh, I know. No, there's no rush.
The size it takes changes at its own will, as do the amount of limbs it brings to each and every encounter against its target. It changes. It adapts to whatever it needs to whatever it needs to kill. Nothing is safe. The only thing that stays constant is the ancient mask that covers its face.
Did you see this mask?
And Faust nods.
Go on.
There's symbols that I do not know. I can only expect them to be markings of an ancient magic. That's what it feels like.
I'm going to pass him a parchment and a quill. Are you able to draw them?
And Faust does, to the best of their ability. In doing so, they also sketch the map, or sketch the mask itself. Without a nose or mouth, hollow eyes are surrounded by dark runes, as well as the outside of the mask. Um,
All right, can I do...
Yes.
I guess I'm going to do two rolls on this. Looking at it
Figures.
from sort of two different
Getting
perspectives,
the face with a core
history and
projectile seat.
Arcana.
That's what you call ironic. Hey, you know
I'm
what?
going to
You don't
start with
get to
history.
make jokes. You show up to work in a suit that's been MIA since 1972.
28.
28 history.
Yep.
What languages do you speak?
Uh, Only a few. Abyssal, Celestial, Common,
Sure.
Delker, Deep
That's
Speech,
a very
Draconic,
sad story. The
Infernal, and
woman just sued me.
Undercommon.
I bet. You pay money for it. It's definitely a sad story. Tell us what happened here? I'll tell you what happened.
This language is far older than Draconic, and you see traces of aberrant um, etymology laced in it. An old and lost language, one that seems
You too. You look
to
terrible.
have
You look fantastic.
deep connections to the outer planes, that which is farther than just the astral, that which is farther than wild space, even a deep and dark beyond.
Interesting. I know it has limitations, but I'm going to go with Comprehend Languages.
And in these runes is written the name of this creature, the God Slayer, and many different schools of magic, all that you know, and one that you don't. You're not exactly sure what this symbol means, but it seems to be a school of magic that you don't know of.
This place. Properties established
All right,
100 years
so,
ago.
it
They
feels
rent
like,
houses out to those people having affairs.
say,
Plus, we got sex
necromancy
back.
or whatever, it doesn't really matter which one. If that's like a universal thing where,
Busting up marriages since
what I know as
2010.
a symbol for necromancy is a symbol on here.
The symbol itself is not universal. It's different depending on the language. But you do transcribe that specific symbol to mean necromancy. But
Gotcha.
the idea of necromancy is universal.
Gotcha. Okay.
You may even think, Ambassador, that this could be one of those originations of necromancy magic. Certain spells of that school may have even originated from this particular symbol of power, or the creature that created it.
Interesting. I think we already started to step on this ground, but I'll roll that Arcana check. 36.
And what are you trying to understand?
Just any. I guess I've already gotten a lot of it from the history check, but just trying to understand any. How do I put it? like any significance
Someone tried to steal your butterfinger, this not me.
of masks, of runes such as this, what they might mean, how one might use them if they were to presumably wear the mask,
So Wendy's making
that kind of
back is
thing.
all this food for
Okay. Any uh, powerful artifact can be imbued with life force of some sort, with power. Masks being the symbol of a creature are often used to animate magical beings. You can assume that's why this was chosen as the magical focus for the Godslayer's creation.
Between 1950 and 1985,
All right, so the
if
mask
so,
doesn't make the
listen
God
closely
Slayer.
for this
The God
important
Slayer
legal
wears the mask.
announcement. For decades, Marines and their family members in Camp Lejeune.
You're not exactly sure. You would need to perhaps actually study the mask or study the creature to get a little more uh definite information, but you're in between those two options.
Okay.
Without going to court, even if you were turned down in the past, new legislation may allow you to file a claim today. If you spent time at Camp Lejeune, call the Negligence Network to find out if you're eligible for financial compensation. There's no fee
Very
unless we win
interesting.
your case. Call 1-800
I don't suppose you had any
5549. That's 1-800
understanding of the
500
timing.
5549. 1-800 500
If
5549.
the God Slayer is imminent, or if the God Slayer
So use their look to
simply
make
exists and you're
boost the
becoming
crust bigger.
aware of him,
And cream them
or
with an
her.
extra layer of cheese stuffed edge to melt the entire crust.
I only see what is coming. In the past, upon touching an object, I have been able to see what has already happened. But when I peer into the unknown, when I gaze into the abyss, it shows me the future. I cannot tell you how soon it comes, only that it does. I'm sorry.
No, please do not apologize. This is a fascinating gift that you have.
Biofreeze.
I'm sure it doesn't feel like a gift to
Number
you,
one
but
clinician recommended menthol
it
topical
surely
pain
is.
relief brand. Works fast, lasts long. Cool the
I
pain.
only wish to harness this power so it can give you the answers it needs to, so I can truly serve my purpose. I do not wish to be a burden, but I feel that that's all I am.
Dark will pat Faust on the head. My child, you have never been a burden,
Monday, 11:10
and you will
Central.
never be a burden.
My Dempsey, what have they done to you? What have they done to
We
you?
are
They've
family.
changed you.
Sure, even Ambassador will agree.
Yes, of course I do. I've just never been one for words in this situation. But
And
I assure you, we we do care for you and do not view you as a burden.
Was looking at you with hopeful eyes that you would give some sort of some sort of recognition, some sort of words of comfort. And he looks happily to the both of you. I I am blessed, and I see that every day, especially now. Thank you.
Can I help you?
It's
Hey, happy Valentine's Day, baby.
So living with
Oh,
this
okay,
must
okay. I
feel
see. You thought I forgot, but you
overwhelming.
got played
There are
because I
certain
wanted to be able to
things
give
that
you
we
a
can
real
always try
genuine
to
Valentine's Day
help you harness
surprise,
this ability.
baby.
Oh, so you didn't forget.
Hell no.
Oh, you didn't.
And he
When
looks
when
eagerly
you
to
had,
you.
pardon?
He looks eagerly to you for answers.
When you had your last vision, is it only when you touch someone,
I
or
will be honest, I have never been able to control it. But yes, upon touching people or objects, I sometimes see their fate. I have never been able to control it. Not like I did just now.
It was sweet. And I watched the dry cleaners last week because I was going to donate it to the Salvation Army. And
interesting?
I see a man still wearing his golf shoes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, I taught you well.
I feel like your
You really
destiny
are a
is
cop's wife.
intertwined with
And you?
this god killer.
Huh?
Out in the doghouse. 24 hours.
Not sure what it means yet, but it's very interesting. Stark, any thoughts?
So, what does the night in the doghouse look like?
sure.
I'll tell you what it looks like.
The
Me in a
only
janky
the
motel,
only
a
magic
horrible
I'm
mattress stuck in
very
his
well
hand, and a white but man wall
versed
with some
into
freaky
is,
couple on the other side of it
well,
trying
the
to set a new sex
blood
endurance record.
magics.
Lou, why didn't you come to my place? Huh? I mean, because you know that.
There's many more kinds of
But it
magics
was completely
involved.
dark. We
Indeed.
can do any
We
romance.
have
So I went over to
we have
Danny's.
schools
Right.
devoted
On
to
the
the
romance, we
various
definitely
forms
landed
down
in the
here.
right place. It looked like he was in that
Let's
playing
see.
charades or
Sean,
something.
which kind of
Charades?
magic?
Charades.
Like
Playing
this
charades.
divination, I guess, right?
Correct, yes.
You know, I myself am a bit of a generalist.
Hotel?
I do a lot of summoning magic.
Well then.
I feel like there's
Alright, that's my sorry ass
people
Valentine.
here
Next story.
who
Well, no, here's
might
all
be
time
able to
here.
help you better
Why
with
is everyone so
controlling
upset now?
your visions of the future.
So you got it.
Master diviners.
Okay, fine. I'm happy to oblige. Right after Chase
Perhaps
says something like that. Okay, fair enough.
we should go
Guys, there's
speak to them.
absolutely nothing to tell.
Get some advice.
Hey, Abby, it's me again. Listen, I just wanted to say that,
Also,
whatever you're going through, I hope you know that you can tell me. Okay? Sweet home
would
again.
not a
Thanks.
baron also be
What's going on?
a
Yeah.
good source of
Silence
information?
doesn't always mean something bad's going on.
I'm just not gonna let her handle that situation.
Perhaps,
You got out of
but
prison.
No, it's alright.
involving Baron always
You
means
wanted
that
to
there's a
remind me,
price to
okay?
pay.
Speaking of which, will you do me a favor? Don't let the
Nothing
guys
is free.
know about my nightmare, because if they do, I'm just gonna be a punchline to
And
cover. Thank you.
he is fair with his deals, but
Yeah. Go on. It was,
I'd rather not go
very
into
good to see
debt
you this night.
over something that we can possibly figure out
So what's
ourselves.
the latest?
Mrs. Cruz is in a coma.
If there is a debt to pay, I will do so.
No, no, no. No one needs to go into debt to Baron today.
You know,
Once you stable, let's get
I
serious.
think I prefer you with your soul. Fast. Or, excuse me, apprentice.
So according to Duke, Mom
Say again, sir?
Oh, sorry, I said,
was it was less than 48 hours, so no
yes,
visual investigation result.
I think I prefer you with your soul, apprentice.
A clear abrasion between her thumb and
At this
forefinger.
point,
It's the kind of injury typically
Ambassador sort of
associated with
looks away.
an automatic
Just doesn't
weapon.
say anything.
As it catches the skin when it goes back. Wait a minute, she fired a gun? Well, here's the thing. Footprints aren't anywhere on the champagne glasses.
And I
Okay.
think this is a beautiful place to fade to black.
You're the one.
If you bring Faust to the divination wizards and leave him at the school slash monastery for 30 days, he will gain one level in Warlock.
Solicitation.
Yeah,
Promotion.
I think that
Request explorations.
sort of makes sense.
Okay. So
And
I
we do a
go
little
on.
bit of background stuff, get them, make sure that they know to feed him, you know, with his special diet.
Give him
He's
his little lunch, his lunch bag.
Okay, Alec.
Does this mean that you won't be supervising his feedings for 30 days?
I'm saying,
oops, that scares me. No, we'll be supervising.
he said his name was Robert.
Yeah, no, we have
Might
to
have
keep
some
an eye
nuts
on this
lines. He
bastard.
wasn't at all like your guy. Robert looked older,
True, he's
had silverish
strict
hair and brown
paleo
eyes.
and no
Mm-hmm.
cheat meals.
Have you done business with Robert?
The other thing is you could just bring him the blood. You have to let him drink directly from the source.
Oh, that's easy then. Yeah, we'll
It's the
bring him
fun.
some Capri Suns.
He has to learn how to hunt
Even bought me a mouth
and
kit.
where exactly to strike.
Ooh. Is this your first parental spat? We'll say you're having this conversation alone. Yes, I want actually we're not gonna fade to black. I want this.
You want to see Chris and Carlos co-parent.
Yes,
Oh
I
my
do.
god.
You have a choice to make here. Stark, you do make a very good point. He does need to learn to hunt, otherwise he will be bottle fed his entire life. Go on. Squabble.
Dance for me, puppets.
Indeed, at some point, he will go out in the world and he will not know how to feed properly or hunt.
At the Turtleback Show in West
Well,
Orange,
how
right?
about
And I'm pretty sure
instead of
there was
30
more
days, we do
romance in that
35
encounter
days,
than
and
any date
once a
you've
week
ever
you
had in your
take him
entire
for a
life.
hunt.
You know what?
You do agree that this would benefit
Chin.
him,
Well, we can throw another theory
understanding his
out the window.
powers with
There's no way the jackpot's gonna pay the
well-educated
price.
masters.
Yeah, maybe so sure.
True.
Because we're standing over his dead body.
However, I'm sure you wouldn't mind if I teach him my own magics, yes?
No, of course not.
Perfect. It does flow with my blood. He's,
It's the Hawaii Five-O
his
Halloween
potential is
Marathon,
through the
October
roof.
28th. Only on Ion.
I've never met of,
Someone
I've
tried to steal
never
your Butterfinger this Halloween.
met a vampire with
Call the PFI.
as much potential as Faust.
No one lays a finger on your Butterfinger. Did you
I'm
know
sure
some
in the
ordinary
future,
cold
not even
medicines
the
can
queen
raise your
could
blood
hold a
pressure? Try
could hold a
high
candle.
blood pressure for fast, powerful cold relief without ingredients that may raise your blood pressure. Try Vicks Nyquil High Blood Pressure.
I don't know why we're still
Favorite
talking.
cold and flu
Did
for people
did we
with high
agree
blood
to
pressure
the,
medicine.
we'll just take a couple
Yes,
days?
there was not much of a fight. It was just, all right. We talked about
With my moderate to severe
him
eczema
feeding
as an always
and then
patients.
taking him
My
out on
skin
a hunt,
was
and that was it.
irritated and itchy.
And even with
Sad.
Once
I
every 35 days.
sad. I wanted you guys to already be on the verge of
Oh,
divorce.
No,
no, I was thinking Dante or Stark
on the
like
inside
once a
to
week.
help heal your
So,
skin
one day
and
a
move
week he
it.
goes for a hunt, and that
yeah,
way,
no, that's fine. Yeah, he agrees to
the
that.
body
I mean,
that can cause
as long
eczema.
as he gets to hunt and he
Adults can
learns
have
how to hunt,
long-lasting,
then he's
clearer
fine.
skin and
yeah,
fast itch relief.
He'll become independent one day.
Serious allergic reactions can occur that
that's
can be
true. We
severe.
don't want him still
Tell
living
your
at
doctor
home at,
about new and worsening eye
42.
problems such as eye
Exactly.
pain or vision changes,
I
including
mean,
first.
look at Godfrey. He still lives with me, and he's like,
Don't
what,
change or stop
83?
asthma medicines and consult with your doctor.
Leave Godfrey out of this. Okay.
I feel like I need to
Reggie
become
was
like
having the
we need to
important
become
taken from him,
co-parents
so
for all your
Wendy
children
is returning it to
because like that 83-year-old child who's still at home getting an allowance.
We haven't
leave
told
the
him it's
nest.
back for a limited time.
So he is immortal. So is it like he's no, not having this conversation, not having these thoughts.
Very fascinating, actually. I'll let you. Listen. We can walk in.
Okay.
We'll fade back to Ajay of whether they, while they decide whether Ambassador is also going to be a stepdad too. And when we fade back, we find ourselves to where do we find Atlantis?
Early in the morning, do his usual routine, going for a
Color
swim.
me unamused. Double these plates up,
Uh,
or you could have it all mess on your hands.
Preparing for the
Plate
day.
for
I've been trying to
delayed
prepare
feeling
spells for
mood.
him.
Dixie Ultra Plate.
Um,
Stronger to the leading store brand. Dixie, make it right.
where did Dream tell us that we were to meet Jamil?
I don't think Dream mentioned that yet.
Or that happened
It happened during the night, and Dream has not talked to you all yet.
in that case, after his morning swim, he'll probably go back to the grove and see what the plan is for the day. Since we know we were supposed to do something today, but we don't know,
Biofreeze.
or rather, Atlantis doesn't know
The #1 clinician
what the plan
recommended
is at the
menthol
moment.
topical pain cream. Fast.
You're at the Druid Grove.
Yeah.
Biofreeze.
Okay. We can grab.
I don't know if Dream is still sleeping there or they're sleeping somewhere else.
That was Stark, Ambassador.
Why do dermatologists worldwide?
We can actually say that Dream, this is the first place you visit in the morning. What does Dream find you doing at Atlantis in the Druid Grove?
Oh, actually, I did have a spell. Did I have a spell? There was something I wanted to do. It was commune with nature. No, it's only third now, so we're gonna wait on that. Probably meditating, honestly, because this is not this is for last night with Lily John was like the second time someone's been like, hey, don't you want to connect back with nature kind of deal. And he's kind of trying to take it to heart, spending more time in and around his natural environment. So we're probably doing some meditating, like sitting waist deep in
Okay, we can't leave
ocean
you.
air.
What happened?
Okay.
When did I say all that? I watched Armageddon again.
And I guess I says Dream.
You and Armageddon.
He looks over in her direction and says, it is about time someone showed up.
You said you were doing commune with nature?
I'm actually saved that for later because I realized
Okay.
it's only 3 miles.
Heard. Okay, and Dream, you appear through the luminous rays of light that you walk upon. You make your way back into the material.
Dream is bruised and battered and looks exhausted.
You appear to have had a rough night.
You remember what happened back in Darkhold?
With the nightmares.
It appears the situation was worse than I had first thought.
I suppose the first go around, this is around the time that the nightmare started, was it not?
No, the nightmares started
I still have no idea how things went south so fast.
when Baron, Gloom, Dante, and Alex destroyed the dream unicorn.
Are you saying
Oh
that
yes, I
women
do
are
remember
emotional?
Gloom mentioning that it wasn't his fault, even though clearly it was.
Yes.
Colin's been trying to send a positive spirit out.
And then Linus
You wouldn't.
I'm sure
stands
it
up.
was passing or something.
Maybe she's got someone back in San Francisco. I never asked her.
Do you
She's
have
got a wife
any
there. When she's supposed to be heading back to
Alright, love you, man.
restoration magic?
You know, she could be on some
You
game.
I
Say
do.
you will be
I
fun.
was actually about to ask if you'd like a little help.
Can't leave.
I'm afraid
Oh, one day.
under
Wait, someone's in a good
I
mood.
don't know that.
pretty
Huh? I
powerful
want to know
spell.
that. Wait,
Leaving.
baby.
Something.
That's life.
It's like things are still going strong. Please, anniversary is still.
How big of person?
To the place where our love was.
I am under half hit points,
So bloodied.
but
Turkey Swiss sandwich and reminisced.
more concerned about the exhaustion.
No, only our big
Ah,
COD was a GSW measured at close
in that
range in a
case,
curious skull.
I
It's not
have.
fast too low. Whose case? What about time of death?
I'll go ahead and do a greater restoration for the exhaustion, and
You,
That means Jack Cruz was dead at least
you'll
24
need
hours before his
to
wife went to that house on Ocean Drive.
So why did she go there?
you'll need to infuse it with more power than you're
2
used to.
days ago, Jack Cruz responded to an email from a potential new client asking to do a spec house he was building on the North Shore.
then a level
We
6
think he was being
greater
lured there by his
restoration.
killer.
We tried to trace the
Even
email,
more.
but it was a bogus account.
Okay, what was
How many?
And you're placing your hands on Dream and it's channeling the spell, and they continue to just ask, no, telling you that more power is needed to break the enchantment, and you just keep going upwards.
You need a level 7.
We think she killed his kid.
How many splits do I have?
You give it one more surge of energy, and
And then we'll also cast a heal to give her 70 hit points. Which will be a level 6.
Like this guy bought for
and you almost feel the calm ocean wave slip over you.
Your breath of fresh air, Atlantis.
The ocean air does everyone good. And Linus takes a deep breath. Enjoys that salty air for a moment. I did have a question I wish to ask you. When you enter others' dreams, is it only people who are on the current plane that you are on?
Everyone dreams.
I suppose a better way of phrasing it is, if you are here in, what is this, Toriel?
Mhm.
And I asked you to
Michael Boxton. He comes
take
here
me
a
to the
lot.
dream of someone
Knows
in
what he
Theros.
likes. He's had the same
Is that
lingerie
something you
7
could do?
times in the past month.
Everyone dreams.
Only one time from memory.
I shall take that as a yes, and I may be asking you for this favor one of these nights.
How you doing, Mrs. Farston?
Yes.
But until
What's
then,
on your
oh,
What's on your mind? Whose dream are you curious about?
my brother, Daedalus.
She tells about this woman that you killed. Her name's
Oh.
Cruz. Do you know that? No, I didn't know that was her name. Before yesterday, I'd never seen a
You wish.
woman like
You wish him ill ease.
For revenge or what? No,
Such
look,
a
That
fiber
is
of
I'm
my
not the
being.
guy. I cheated my wife, but I don't believe these
that
people.
is
That's the
awful.
truth. I swear. Why don't you tell us what happened at that house?
It has been a long time since I have seen him, and I guess I am
Paris sound.
also
I
curious
thought it was her coming back for something.
what his little
It was
mind
that woman.
thinks of
She had a
these
gun.
days.
We struggled. It went off. It was self-defense. I panicked.
I
I
will
swear.
be seeing
I was
him
gonna
again soon,
turn myself in right
and I
when you
wish
guys
to be
showed up.
prepared for
You know what's
anything.
crazy is for people to tell me that right after you arrest them. Look, it's true. Can I get a glass of water, please? Look, if you tell the truth, you can have anything you want. Look, I'm telling the truth.
I'm sure we can arrange something.
As your king, I appreciate it. Now, in the meantime, I believe there was something we were supposed to be doing today.
Episode starts Saturday night, 8/7
I've not
Central.
seen hide nor hair of the others.
We are to meet Camille Jadot III.
Feel at home with trusted
Finally.
nutrition. No wonder it's the #1 dry cat food in America. Come home to Cat Chow.
Very well, then where shall we be meeting him?
Out in the middle of the desert.
Lance kind of makes a face. It is quite far from water, but I'll be fine.
Her silhouette, she leaps off her mind, comfortable in shape or fabric she
Test of the desert more than any other place on the land.
And silhouette. The only thing stronger than us is you.
That makes sense. Your affinity for water and all.
Suppose we should start getting everyone together, but
100% steroid free. Not an injection.
That might be difficult if Charm has run off.
Sabinco can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB. Or during treatment, your doctor should check for infections and do blood tests. Tell your doctor you have hepatitis B or C, have flu-like symptoms, or
the way I see it, she is an adult. She can either come with us or not. Not to be,
Serious heart-related events,
what's the
and
word
blood
you
clots can
girls
happen.
use? Uncaring, but all her talk of us having a mission. Suppose she can make her own decisions of whether she wants to
It's
help
me,
us or
your
not.
dry skin. I'm craving something releasing.
Is group chat still up?
They help restore my natural barrier so I can lock in.
Do you mean telepathic bond?
Yep.
From Charmcaster?
Yep.
No, it is not.
Well, oh, right.
No, you no longer have the telepathic link from Charmcaster.
I was going to say, if that's the case, Stark could have the telepathic bond on.
You could, but I don't know that you would do that just yet.
I'll have to come here and cast it and all that anyway. Oh, let's see. What ways we have to communicate with people when we don't know where they are. She got freaked out after the prophecy thing yesterday.
Est-ce que vous me le voyez? Yes,
Peaced out.
that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. He's saying it's too small for him.
She flew way.
In that case, I suppose we
Yes.
should get to Ajay.
So what that have to do with me being young? I'm gonna kick you behind.
Opulent hotel of theirs. Let me invite Ben to speak so during respond?
Well, I don't know what came over me. I tried to use the bond, but no one was answering. Dream checks their watch. When are we meeting Jadot?
Why not?
Midday, high noon sun.
Okay. So, I hope we have time. Where Glue run off to?
I assume Gloombringer is still in that hotel he adores. Him and his kebabs.
Oh, no.
Are you at the Grove?
Yes.
Oh yes, he's sleeping over there. He drank a little too much last night. Go find him under the tree over there.
He's in a bush.
You do find Gloombringer in a bush, actually, and he had a lot of wine. He's rather excited about the upcoming events, but too excited last night.
Well, that answers that question. I'll kind of nudge him with my boot.
Oh, what is it?
Come on, it is time to wake up. We have duties to do today.
Oh. Are we going to get the train?
That is the plan. Although your friend Charmcaster seems to have disappeared, and we can no longer contact anyone through the telepathic bond.
Yes. Rubbing his eyes. He did run off. Last night. He must have been quite upset.
I personally feel it may be a bit of an overreaction, but I try not to judge you people too harshly.
Well, she picked a wonderful time to have a breakdown on the precipice of acquiring our train. That's what we've been working for this entire time. Gloom will begin stretching a little bit. What do you think, Atlantis? Or should we go track down Charmcaster? Or carry on the mission?
We are limited on time, and there is no telling how far she has gotten. If we find her, then we can talk to her. If not, we are here for a mission.
King you may yet be, Fred. Very well. Kind of standing up now, rubbing his hands together, jumping back and forth, in the air, floating. So, where's the rest of the party? Is everybody ready to go?
It is just you, Dream, and I for the moment. We need to find out where everyone else is, considering we cannot directly contact them.
Oh, one moment. And Gloombringer will try to telepathically use the group chat. Yeah.
Using Charmcaster's group chat does not work.
Just like
That's weird, Atlantis. Charmcaster shut her telepathic bond off.
Yes, as I just told you as you were waking up. I could splash you with some water if you're not fully awake.
We'll have to... I guess just carry on. Where's, Apprentice and, Star?
I have not seen them since last night.
Interesting. Well,
Neither have I seen Ambassador.
floating over to, where Dream would be at the center of the camp.
Dream is trying to get a little bit of rest. Um,
So Dream's going to be taking a nap? And I guess I'll go to say something in Dream and see that they're kind of sleeping, and then stop floating, turn around to Atlantis. For fuck's sake, why did you wake me up? Nobody's ready. We're not going anywhere. Dream's asleep. Nobody's even here. Atlantis, what is the meaning of
Lance takes a quick deep breath and then says, "From what Dream says, we are to meet Jamil Jadat III in the middle of the desert at High Noon. That is only some amount of hours away. We need time to prepare."
Gloom will
Dream
look up to the sky and try to determine day.
You want to
Can
make
I-
an intelligence check for me?
Actually, a better question. Can I press you to say that I perhaps would have a spiritual connection to this nearest star in my solar system, and I could feel where it is in orbit?
What is your passive investigation?
17.
Okay, we'll give you a plus 10 bonus on that, and you can, even with the 17, you can easily tell with the alignment of the stars and the sun close to Toral that there are maybe 2.5, at most 3 hours until the sun reaches its highest point in the sky.
Ah. She will be highest in the sky, and in 2 to 3 hours at least, as she comes around finishing her orbit on the first part of the morning. We haven't much time at all. Shit.
Dream says she was attacked by these nightmares again last night.
Couldn't be any more worse.
Let's see. No telling where Stark and Ambassador are. Unless they're somewhere in the city, but it's a big ass city to look through. Let me see. What if I have locate something?
Yeah, do you have any locate spells?
There we go, locate creature.
And I guess stumped and out of options and things to do, I'll look to Atlantis and say, well, perhaps we spend, say, an hour searching for Tron. So they couldn't hurt. It'd still leave us 2 to get to the desert and meet Jadat, and perhaps Stark and Bass join us. We can only hope.
Yes, they are usually punctual from what I can tell. Very well. I shall leave Dream here to rest, and we can...
Do we see Crescent there as well? In the grove?
Yes, Dream and Crescent are there.
Yes, suppose you're right, Atlantis. And, well, at least Crescent's there. Aid if something's to happen, but we won't be gone long. 30 minutes, an hour tops.
Very well. I'm going to go ahead and cast... Well, first I'll pump my trident on the ground and use it to cast Freedom of the Winds so I can fly. And then locate creature is a radius of 1,000 feet, but I was planning on going flying to the city and just kind of wave the radar around until I find something.
Yeah, what's the casting time constraints for locate creature? Is it
I'm
a
pretty sure. Let me
ritual?
pull it up again, but
Does it last for a certain amount of
it
time?
lasts for an hour. Concentration. I might be able to upcast it if I need to. Casting time 1 action. Concentration up to an hour. I don't
I guess
think
you'd
I
have to
can.
keep burning spells too.
Well, if we're only spending an hour on this anyways, I can just cast it once.
Yeah, I mean, just if she's not in the first. Go ahead.
I will say that both of those spells, Freedom of the Winds and Locate Creature, are concentration.
Oh, there. The trident.
But as far as like when you cast, like you can't cast it and then like walk around with the radar on.
No, you
Cast it.
can.
Oh, okay. And then your creature will come up. Okay.
Alright, in that case, we'll just cast Freedom of the Winds to get to the city, and then he'll go by foot from there. And cast Locate Creature when he gets there.
And we're going. Okay.
I'm assuming she might be in the city. My inkling tells me she might be drowning her sorrows in a bar, but we shall see. She's not anywhere in the city, then we're probably not finding her. So yes, we shall fly there, and then I shall locate this charm caster.
You begin to fly through Ajaib, and you all spend this hour looking for her. To no avail. You find that Charmcaster has used the many tools you've come to learn she has in her arsenal. One of them being the ability to protect herself from detection. If she doesn't want to be found, she won't be.
And I say we leave her.
Blast it. We can't waste any more time searching for her. We better head back, Atlantis.
Yes, let us retrieve Dream and see if Stark and Ambassador have shown up yet.
And as you head back to the Druid Grove, we fade down into Ajaib. And find ourselves in the back alleys of the city streets. Slayer, you, of course, are going about your business. Minding it, if you would. When you feel something tailing you, following you through the back alleys, what do you do? Slayer?
Oh, there we go. I was muted. Yeah, Slayer would make a stealth check to slip behind the nearest corner or shadow in the alley and kind of wait for the person to catch up, and you'd then attempt to grapple.
The figure steps around the corner.
The 30 stealth, the acrobatics. I'll kind of jump into a leg lock and slam them to the ground.
You
for
said what is
26,
your you said what's your stealth?
30,
Just 30?
just 30.
Um, and as you jump and attempt to grapple this creature, they step out of the way, almost already aware of your plan. Wait! Just wait a second. And there before you is Charmcaster.
Why do you keep following?
There's been a change in the plan.
You
Trust
mean a
me,
change in the
I mean exactly what I just said. Same
and
payout, but an additional. It's a little more urgent.
so you Gloombringer wants me to speed things up.
Yes, and deal with the nuisance that's come up. She hands you another slip. There's someone that needs dealing with. It won't be easy, and it's not going to be your usual job. I'll be dealing with any payments and any communication. Gloombringer wants his hands clean, so don't even bother talking to him about this. He's just going to pretend like he doesn't know. You need to start as soon as possible. Yesterday, even.
And Slayer takes a single look at the hit.
This needs to be beyond quiet. Take
And
any measure you can to make sure that no one knows there's foul play. You need to make it look
after
like. Go on. Sorry, I did not mean to
yeah,
interrupt you.
it's fine. As you're saying this, he'll kind of stop looking at the letter and look up and make eye contact with Charmcaster, and not breaking it, kind of pulls out his lighter and torches the piece of paper in front of her, and even goes as far as to let it burn all the way up into his hand. And you can see the singe marks on his fingers. He doesn't wince. He never breaks eye contact.
I trust you understand.
Crystal, just stay out of my way.
You don't have to worry about that. She begins to turn and walk away.
And as Slayer will, he will just not even moving, just turn invisible.
Do you have any next steps you would like to take? Or do you want to do them off screen?
Um, I mean, we have the party here. I would like to progress with the party. That's more like solo stuff, but we can do it now too. Fine.
It's up to you, whatever you think is the best for, your character in this moment. If you want to just send it to me in a message, totally fine.
I think yeah, meta wise, I think this is better to keep it secret.
Okay, sounds good.
It's more stealthy
Yeah, I
that
like
way.
that. Go ahead and yeah. And I think this is a good time. I think I've grabbed everyone. I grabbed Dream. I grabbed Ambassador Stark. Atlantis, Gloombringer. And dope. Okay. So I think here's a great place for us to take a little break. We'll do a little vignette as we fade from this scene and find ourselves back on the other side of Toril, where a great dome of magical force is protecting a macabre circus. And around it, hordes of spirits, hungry to touch the other side of the ether, paw at the barrier, awaiting their chance to touch whatever may be on the other side. We can take a quick 15 here. When we come back, we'll reconvene at the Druid Grove with everyone. I'll assume that you guys do sending messages, etc., etc. However you need to do that, and however you need to spend spell slots, I'll let you decide all that right now. But for now, my dear viewers and my dear players, we're gonna take a little break, and we'll be back in 15, give or take. You know how these things go.
Cool.
Hey, Son, we can do this when we get back, but there's just a couple little housekeeping things I'd like to do before leaving Hell.
Okay, sounds good. Welcome back to the real world, this beautiful place where we will continue to tell our story. We left off with deals being struck, children being sent off to preparatory school, naps being taken, and find ourselves here after quite some time with the party finally reconvening in the Druid Grove.
Hey, Son, could I take care of those quick housekeeping things?
Oh, yes, of course.
All right. So this is just more because I'm going on vacation, but sort of want to set up Apprentice with a couple things just to help him get settled in. They'll just be delivered throughout. Uh, most of it's just going to be sort of, just things because he's probably, he's not home. He doesn't probably have anything. So, starting off with the basics like toothpaste and stuff like that. Then he's a boy. He'll probably want to have some fun. I'll arrange for him to receive a flying broom, or something like that. That
I
seems
thought
like
you were
something
going to
that
say
like a
something
child would
else.
love. What's that,
Say-
Atlantis?
I thought you were going to say something else.
I don't know where you're going, but okay.
Some protection because he's a boy and wants to have
God.
fun.
And
Please
then
no.
Demon ladies can't keep their hands off him.
Listen, listen.
He
Faust is
adopted his good look from his
Faust
mother.
is a sweet child. We will not determine their sexuality. And also, I rebuke giving them objects based on their gender. Because girls like brooms too.
Okay.
girls can be witches.
Listen, those demons can't keep their hands off him.
Alright, sir.
That better?
Okay, a child would like a flying broom. Any child would like a flying broom.
Any child would love a flying broom. I love that. There we go.
And any warlock child would also like a +1 rod of the Path Keeper.
Okay.
Got to
Because of you.
encourage him in his warlock tendencies.
Give them a book of Vampires 101. There you go.
And
It's called Twilight.
a flying broom.
Yep.
Okay. I have added them to his character sheet.
Oh, Stark will probably be visiting the 8th layer a lot.
We'll assume that you did all this before you left the 8th layer today.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good to me. And when you arrive in the Druid Grove, you find Atlantis, Gloombringer, Dream, and Crescent there, waiting for you.
Dream's still asleep?
I swear, the last 12 hours have been fantastic.
It is
No
about time you two
nattering in
showed.
my head. It's been amazing.
What?
No hearing like Gloom try to place wine orders through our little group chat here.
That is true. It has been very quiet, hasn't it?
Charm seems to have run off. His distance strips off.
Yes, and me and Atlantis tried finding her, but
She
Not a
likely does
sign.
not want to be found.
Well, as I understand Charmcaster's history, she's never actually been useful beyond social occasions.
Yo.
Wow.
Seems like she's
Okay.
always conveniently been unavailable whenever we were fighting a BBEG.
I know.
I have seen her in a few fights. She can handle herself.
Yeah, but not a real fight. Not one where like half the party dies.
Bro, like, she died to a group of bats. That's embarrassing.
No
She did
matter.
not die, just simply fell unconscious.
We must carry on without
Practically
her.
died.
And didn't she, a arch sorcerer, somehow get captured by a small town to get burned by the stake?
Really?
Yeah, I heard about it. It was like peasants.
Oh my lord. Yo.
Y'all,
Yes, this is
No.
all well and
almost
good,
got
but we are running out of
careless.
time.
Yes, we
Uh,
must carry on without Charmcaster. The mission must go on.
As she so naggingly told us before.
Yeah, so
So,
what's the plan for the mission today?
wasn't this Stormcaster's idea in the first place?
Um,
She she can't be here for her own fucking heist.
no use dwelling on it, Stark.
I I should probably inform you um, the issues that plagued us in Darkhold when the barrier dropped. There are bigger forces at play, and the situation is much worse than we had originally thought.
Oh, yes, that reminds me. Ambassador, should we tell them about the what was it? The God Slayer?
The what?
Well, I guess we just have told them. So go ahead.
Uh so Faust, how he scared Charmcaster with that whole speak of her being her brother burning in hell and her being the key to her own failure or whatever. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Speaking of adding up Charm's failures, let's add being scared of a 7-year-old.
7. I thought he was like 19.
Well, he's like a week old in vampire years.
Anyways, I'm just creating a list here.
Yes. So he seems to be able to, how should I put this, glimpse into the future. And he has caught a glimpse of a being known as the God Slayer. Um, Now I'm not very well versed in whatever he drew, but he drew symbols in different languages, I believe, or in an ancient language.
Yes, an ancient language that predates primordial and draconic,
Mhm.
sort of like a mother language, I'm assuming.
And Faust also drew a description of this God Slayer, or at least their mask. Ambassador has the paper with the symbols and the drawing.
Time to find out if anyone can read it.
All right, I'll fold it out, lay it on the table.
You're in a druid grove, but I'll assume that there's a stump nearby.
Yeah, or like I imagine that he just like uses rocks to like form tables and shit. He's got moldering and all that. So
Rock.
Ooh, could we get like a giant Alice in Wonderland style mushroom?
Very well.
A
No.
sea shroom. Fucking coral.
Yeah,
You lay it on the
true.
table. You can see the mask with hollow eyes inscribed with runes.
Dream or Crescent recognize anything?
Nothing here that speaks to you.
These are arcane symbols, and I would not know much about them.
Most of them I understand, but this one, and I'll gesture to the one that doesn't translate to a magic that I'm familiar with. This one, in its context, would suggest that it's for a school of magic, but I've never encountered this school. Have you?
Linus will go ahead and take a look.
You can make a check here if you'd like.
That's good. Let's see. Assuming it's not deep speech, druidic, or primordial based. I have +0 in Arcana, but I might be able to. I can't give myself guidance, huh? It's only other people.
You,
Oh wait,
I think
no.
you can give yourself guidance. It's a creature you touch.
One will increase. Okay, yeah. Sure, I'll give myself guidance, and we'll try an Arcana. Maybe I've seen something in my books as a child.
Yeah.
It's an 11
Oh my god.
in Arcana check.
They're in the stickers for lore masters.
Two, you'll die.
Oh my god. You know what? Stark is going to try the same. Stark rolled a 19.
You might be muted, son.
No, I heard a 19.
Okay.
No, I don't think any of you are able to glean any more information from this.
Just double checking my spells here.
Out of curiosity, have I ever seen a legend lore work off of a drawing of an object?
You have secondhand knowledge.
Okay. Won't do it now, but one of these evenings, Ambassador would. That's the kind of spell that he does like right before going to sleep, like Alex did with Dante.
No, I do not recognize this symbol at all.
How about you, Gloombringer? You have now familiarity with magics beyond this crystal sphere.
Well, not really the most versed in informational based magic. Wouldn't say I'm an expert on these things. I never really study. Always just had the talent within me, you know?
Yeah, guys, you're right. Gloombringer definitely couldn't help us here. He's not capable enough.
Oh, well, excuse me.
And I feel like Gloombringer, like at this point, like stomps up and snatches the picture to look at it now. And when he grabs it, it's upside down, and he has to flip it the other way.
And I roll an 18 Arcana check.
You actually don't need to roll, Gloombringer. You look at it and it's written plain as day to you. Atop the forehead is written the God Slayer, and along the bottom edge and the sides are written the schools of magic you're familiar with and a new one that reads as Universalism. This is all written in an ancient language, one that hums like the vibration of a star. Your god isn't responsible for this, but you're sure that a creature much like this is.
And Gloombringer very quizzically, after shoving an ambassador aside, studies the artifact. Ah, yes. See here? Yes, exactly. The Godslayer and universal magic. Where did you find this?
It's our boy's first drawing. I'm going to put it up on the fridge when I get home.
Hmm.
Quite talented.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but weren't both Stark and Alans there when what's her face mentioned that the one vampire who died was supposed to kill the Godslayer?
Correct.
Quite
Yeah,
strange. It's almost like it's humming to me. Almost as if my patron would, but not the same, you see.
Interesting. And you were able to glean anything else from this? Or just the hum?
Hmm. It's all my eyes see. And of course, everything sounds.
was Faust having or touching this mask when he had this vision? Or was he touching someone or something else?
He wasn't touching anything. He was simply sitting alone in a lab. Both Stark and I were nearby, but to the best of my knowledge, nothing was touching him.
Hmm. Some form of divination, obviously, but I'm not sure we have the time to really delve too deep into it at the moment. We have an
Seems that
appointment.
Spirit was telling the truth.
Yes,
Shit. Well,
universal magic.
This is
yes.
great. We have a Godslayer and the Vanguard of Terror on the loose, and we're gonna go bring two lovers together, and then go to a vampire party.
Yes,
Yes, the party.
I've been practicing my moves in my free time.
Ah, yes, our move.
Finally,
And Lannis will take his trident and like strike a war pose, not realizing he's talking about dancing.
finally, Dream, you're getting the hang of this. It's not our problem. We can just leave it be. We can go have a drink, wait for this all to blow over, and then go about our day. There's always another hero out there.
We must party.
I would love to agree, Ambassador, but considering this is twice in less than a month that this Godslayer has been mentioned to us out of nowhere, starting to feel a pattern of some sort.
Well, it's none of our concern. We came here
Not
with a
yet.
mission. And I'll be damned if we leave Ajaib without my fucking train.
Yeah, personally, I'm cool with this whole Godslayer thing. You know, if a certain god gets killed, my boss gets a promotion. I might too.
I have to agree with Ambassador. Gods and
Yes.
deities rise and fall, kingdoms destroyed in the blink of an eye. It's none of our concern.
A god dying does leave room for someone to sit on that throne.
Now you're starting to think like a magnifique Atlantic.
Well, let us go get this train then.
And let's just not stand next to any gods.
Nay,
Which is I.
we'll stand
That's-
above them, my friend.
Ooh.
Hey! Hey!
What?
Land ho!
Wait, we're in the grove. There's land all
grove-
around us.
The grove is by the sea,
On the-
is what,
on the shore.
yes.
Like half in the water, half out.
Breakfast has arrived.
Is that Lily John out there? Oh,
And
so you had a hero's feast last night. You're not hungry.
I am hungry, you fuck. That does nothing for me.
It does come from the 8th layer. Does Ambassador not feed you while you're there?
Yes, but the hunt is far more enjoyable and tasty.
Well,
Yes,
You have
and you
to-
see, Gloombringer, the hunt is an important part of vampire culture, and it's important to support that.
yes, yes. Well, culture aside, you'll have to subdue your satiation until after the training. Okay, my friend?
Hey! Did you not hear me calling you?
And don't eat Lily John.
What?
You should really be more like ambassador.
Ah, Lily John, it was such a fabulous party we had last evening. I hardly remember any of it.
Neither do I, mate. Neither do I. Except for that creepy cheek and that weird little boy. You don't have a lot of kids running around with you, do you? Because that would be a little
Hey.
suspect. I'm just kidding. We keep children on the ship at all times. They're really great for getting into small spaces. Of course, they sometimes get stuck, and, well, the smell afterwards is the problem, but that's neither here nor there. How are you today?
Why not simply coat the children in oil?
That is indeed something I did not think of.
Anyways,
Unfortunately, First Mate Lily John, we were about to depart.
Perfect. Where are we going?
We have a mission. You, I assume, have a home and perhaps a wife and children.
Nope, nothing to do at all. I'm all yours.
Lily John.
I have a question for you.
I may have an answer for you. Strange, barely robed person.
Yes, yes, it's so hot up here. God. Anyways, question for you. I'm pretty sure directly or indirectly, your life was threatened multiple times last night. Why do you keep coming back?
Me?
Well, that's simple. Because Lily John is my new best friend. Isn't that right, Lily John?
That is exactly the point. That and a pirate worth any bit of his salt wouldn't be scared off by a few harsh words. Many dangerous
me.
things pointed in my direction.
I'll cut off Lily John and lean in and charm them.
Easily done. He's not going to make the save.
And say, Lily John's, well, he'll follow me. Isn't that right?
Yes, I will.
It's no fun.
Well, that's easier. I was trying to figure out whether I should do modify memory or just disintegrate.
Yes, it was quite a bit of fun when we were drinking and partying, but well, now it's kind of annoying.
Just scare him a little. Oh well.
Nope. Nobody talks more than Gloombringer. You all know that. So, shall we be going? Dream, are you feeling okay? You look like you had some awful sleep.
Oh, hold on. I think Ben needs. Oh no, Ben's
Oh.
back.
Yeah.
A terrible dream. No?
I am worried for our plans at this juncture. But we must proceed. Time waits for no man.
You were having nightmares, Dream?
A little
Not
bit more,
exactly.
little bit more literal than you would think. And unfortunately, our plans might require sleep again. We might try and ward against them, but I fear a great power is standing in the dream realm.
That would explain why I've been having recurring nightmares. The same ones over and over. Anyways, that doesn't matter. What time are we meeting, Jadot?
I
Yes.
believe we have about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, until we need to meet him there. And
Dream, going back to what you just said, it might be good to attempt to ward yourself from those nightmares. Because even if they get through, that gives you a piece of information. That gives you confirmation that you're not dealing with, some petty huckster. Confirmation is always good.
And Crescent kind of leans down and, obviously only to you, Dream, kind of mutters under her breath. I think we had all the confirmation we needed last night. But
I
warding
speak
your
Draconic.
dreams will be important. There you go. So you can hear this. She's agreeing. She's agreeing with you, but also, saying, we already know what's up.
Mhm.
Yeah. The Vanguard of Terror is nothing to trifle with. I'm afraid
And
I
then
won't be a match for him, for them, until we get back to the dome.
Ambassador's going to pick up that phrase and he's going to repeat it in Draconic. The Vanguard of Terrors?
Champion of the Nightmare Realm. One who has taken the nightmare seed inside themselves.
And Crescent addresses you, Ambassador, directly. Much as my companion here is the guardian of dream and bestowed with great power to protect them, the vanguard of Dream, would be equally powerful had they not taken into them the nightmare seed. Now, they outweigh and outclass us tenfold.
The universe is always seeking balance. It feels improper that the universe will allow a vanguard of terror to be more powerful than their equivalent on the other side.
Yes, it is true. The scales will seek
Sure.
to be balanced, but it is our position in this divine machination to balance those scales.
Sure would have been great if they weren't imbalanced in the first place. Looks at Gloom.
Yeah, both of them, Crescent and Dream, look at Gloom. Because they would never have been here in the first place had it not been for the first party killing the Spirit of Dreams.
The only one
Creating the
left.
imbalance creating the imbalance in the first place.
Are we all silently just glaring at Gloom?
I suppose
Stark will do the same.
She'll join in as well.
We're just glaring at Gloombringer now.
Gloombringer would have a mirror image of himself mirroring in front of him, and he would also be staring at Gloom.
Just like tutting and shaking his head, disappointed. And that Gloombringer kind of just shrugs his shoulder like, what did I do?
and then I look to the party and say, "Why are we all looking at Gloombringer? Don't we have work to do?"
Let's go make Jadot's dreams come true.
Yes, indeed. But before we leave, since we don't have the communication that we did with Charmcaster any longer, I can provide a substitute.
Oh, well, that'd be quite helpful, Stark.
I know. That's why I suggested it.
Well, please carry on. Don't waste another moment. Ambassador, I think you're right. I'm starting to see less and less use for Charmcaster around.
Listen. Y'all
While they're doing this, Atlantis is gonna take a minute to just concentrate to himself and then kind of pat Dream on the shoulder and cast Foresight.
Ooh.
Go and give you that, was it 8 hours?
And if this was
Yeah.
the group shipping off, I would dole out an bardic inspiration for the lot.
Cast in my telepathic bond, so everyone's connected.
And I would also use an enhance ability of Eagle's Splendor on Dream.
Ooh, fancy.
And I am going to give Dream guidance.
Doesn't guidance only last 10 minutes?
Shut up. I want to be a part of this.
Fair enough.
That was all
Oh,
in
sorry,
character.
it's 1 minute.
I want to give up off too.
Okay.
Try to
And-
bond with the group.
We're gonna ship off. You have no soul. You can't bond with anything.
Whoa! Whoa!
Your only
Oh,
motives
fuck.
are self-serving.
You devilish fuck. It's almost like you're from hell.
And that's not me saying these are things you have to do. These are the things you do. These are the actions you take. I'm speaking on your character.
I have comprehend languages too. What the fuck? Why didn't I realize?
I don't think I do, surprisingly enough.
With that, we ship off back towards Ajaib, where you find very quickly, as you make it there, you'll have to pass the city to get towards their destination in the desert. But the streets are absolutely flooded. Bells everywhere are ringing. There are even people in the street, many of them, leagues of them, on the ground, kneeling and praying. Something has upset the entire city of Ajaib.
While glancing at Atlantis, I'm going to ask Stark, did you fuck something up?
I've been with you like the entire week.
Not the entire week. Like the entire week.
Yes. I've the other half of the week I've been asleep.
This might be the party for the train.
They seem quite upset about something, though.
Does
Lance is
this
gonna go
seem
ahead
like
and
a
walk
does
up to
this seem
somebody.
like a revelry or a riot?
Passive insight?
16.
17.
20.
Morning.
Oh shit.
And Lance is gonna walk up to somebody and ask, "What is going on here?"
They look at you, tears stain their face, almost absolutely bewildered and surprised that you don't know. The Khalifa, during her morning prayer, she. And she can't even bring herself to say it. She just begins to bawl again and just clutches her child nearby.
Hmm. And Lance gives a quick nod of understanding and turns back to the party. It appears the Khalifa of this town has passed.
Oh, what an unfortunate turn of events. How horrible.
You fucker.
Gloombringer says coldly.
Can you make a
Bastard.
deception check, or are you not trying to hide it?
I'm trying to hide it from the people of Ajayi, but the party might be able to tell I'm bluffing. 29.
Okay, you did not roll a 29. Unless you want them to, Mitchell, no one else knows.
Yeah, I would gift a Gabbit so it's more believable to the townsfolk, but people in my party hear the apparent sarcasm.
You get an inkling that either Gloombringer just has a general discare for humanoids, or that they knew something like this was about to happen.
Certainly
Naughty,
hope this does not
naughty.
interfere with our plans. Was this Khalifa not someone close to the Jadot? Or even in the family, I believe.
As a matter of fact, she was. And, well, think of it more of an insurance policy.
Lance goes ahead and gets closer and so he can whisper to the others without the townspeople hearing.
You can speak telepathically.
Oh yeah, we can.
Oh, that's right, yes.
Telepathically, I'll say. I'm just worried that this may delay the train. If Jamil needs to deal with all of this going on. Usually a funeral or something is required by you people. I
Well,
mean, we do too, but
let us hope it does the opposite and accelerates things.
I suppose we shall find out when we get there.
Indeed. Let's get out of here. So boring. Distasteful. What's the overall vibe? Ugh.
Hey, Gloom,
Yes.
you know what the fun thing is when, these like Khalifas and like really important people die?
Yes.
Going down to hell and seeing the new arrivals. Always great when like this person who appears like super good and holy turns out just to be a total piece of shit and they come down to hell.
Wait, does that mean that I could feed from the Khalifa?
Depends. If they were a piece of shit.
Well,
That is amazing.
something tells me that the Jadats aren't as holy as some of these townsfolk seem. Nobody just attains power so quickly.
From my understanding, an ancestor of theirs stopped the initial vampire infestation and
Yes,
took the
yeah.
city back.
Or so the story goes, Atlantis, but facts of that story remain to be seen. Well,
Yeah, and that could also just be a fancy way of saying I made a deal with the devil and he made me a lord. Like,
precisely.
seriously, that shit happens like twice a week.
And furthermore, the writers of history are the ones who sit on the throne. So,
That is true.
I guess the proof's in the pudding, and Ambassador will get the last laugh, of course.
Potentially. It's just always fun to see all these people claiming, oh, I'm good and holy, and it turns out, no, they aren't.
Well, it seems to be quite profitable. I've thought about it at times, but I don't know, prancing around as some holy twats, dull. Huh, I couldn't stand being around those people
Cast Freedom of the Winds again.
any extended period of time. But when I need to, people are crazy fanatic of religion.
Lance is just going to start motion to the others to start leaving while Gloom is busy talking and listening to his own voice.
As
Yes.
he's doing this telepathically, so I mean we can still fucking hear him.
Yeah, but we can walk away and he's too distracted to notice.
We can also move and talk.
Yeah, that's true.
Just
And all of
imagine.
it just would be said over Dante's group chat.
It'd be a great time for the DM to fade us to a certain color as the story progresses.
before he keeps talking.
Don't you worry, Mitchell. I'm already on it. If you look at the owlbear, you are on a new map.
Hey!
Oh my god.
When
Fuck you,
did you
Atlantis.
hear?
And
Look
the
at
high
all
noon,
these rocks.
high noon
Yeah,
sun,
I was just stalling for the DM, bitch.
the high noon sun above in the sky shines down on you. And you can see in the distance Jamil Jadot, the third, sitting in the sand.
Wait, I'm walking in the sun?
You have the amulet, silly.
You know, but alright, the moment I was hoping for, the moment I was hoping for is
Here's an
not as
umbrella.
impactful.
It passed a long time ago.
That
God
was
damn it.
last session.
It's
Yeah,
not as impactful.
literally last session when, not last, I think the session before that, when you got the
Yeah.
amulet in the first place.
Yeah, the rules kind of just went out the window at that point.
I didn't
No,
even
the amulet protects you from the sun. That's literally it.
I thought I
Did you
blasted
forget?
I thought I blasted that guitar solo like before the sun just completely popped out.
No, no, you were.
Damn it, I lost my chance to have a moment.
D-
I think
Never
that was the
say
moment.
never.
I think that was the moment. You getting to revel in the sun with a great guitar solo.
As
True,
like
that
The
is a
sun shining
moment.
the
behind
entirety
you.
of Ajaib cheers your name.
That is a moment. But that would have been like the first time Stark had felt sunlight and not felt pain from it. I feel
Don't
like that
worry.
would be
We could
game-changing.
we can revisit that.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not super important.
Don't worry, we can revisit that. We're telling a beautiful story here. We could take any path we'd like to. But
Mhm,
right
mhm.
now, the path we've taken is into the middle of the desert. Dream, you come upon Jamil Jadot meditating. Just Ben, you might be muted.
I heard like a quick sound from him. That was it.
God. He's fighting nightmares again.
But then-
That battery died. What was that, son?
You're leading the party towards your destination, and you come across Jamil Jadot in the desert meditating.
It seems like prime ambush location.
I'm kind of worried that the water elemental is already ready to go.
We'll walk up to Mr. Jadot and from the back of Crescent, hail down to him.
You have arrived, and good time. I hope the day finds you well. And he smiles brightly at you.
Can I roll investigation? Because this just feels like a murder setup.
Yes, exactly what the fuck I was saying.
I might as well roll an insight.
This is fucking sus.
All right, I got a
This-
13 on my active investigation, but I have a 28 on my passive.
Oh my god, natural 20, 26 on my insight.
Good, because I got an 11 or a 20 passive.
Stark,
This
he does not know his grandmother is dead, or he's the one who killed his grandmother. You think it's the former rather than the latter. He reeks of purity. And always has. You would assume the news has not reached him yet.
Alright, telepathically, he will let the party know about this. I do not believe that Jadot III has heard the news.
It may be wise to not inform him yet.
Indeed.
Evil.
this is a unique meeting place you have chosen.
I have chosen it for several reasons. I see you have brought your companions.
I have.
Very well. I have asked you here, certainly, because your help, your offer, is one that I am willing to undertake. But I ask, you take me to where you have come from, to this power you say will give me what I want.
Hey, son, I'm going to pop a greater invisibility.
Who made my Jamil giant?
I did. I almost want to see it.
Oh, okay, I got you. Right here.
Yeah, I'm going to position myself between Jamil and the giant dragon and then go invisible. This just feels
That
like he's about to turn to us and say,
I can-
roll for initiative.
I can imagine the camera shot like it's on one side of Cressa and you see Ambassador And it pans to the other side, and he's gone.
Love it.
I love that. Yes.
That is an odd request. I would have thought that you would have requested I take you to the object of your desires.
Before that can be done, I must assure myself that this is the right path. You understand, do you?
I do.
So then we will be off.
Very well. Are you prepared for the journey?
I am. And I have brought along the perfect transportation. And he begins to turn back towards the small amount of objects in front of him on a small carpet, of which he takes out what looks to be a gemstone inlaid into a wand of some sort. And as he raises it, he begins to cast a spell. God damn you, Foresight. Isn't Foresight can't be surprised?
Yeah, you can't be surprised.
Okay, fine. Dream. In the distance, you notice that the high noon sun begins to uh, dim, and that a dark shadow begins to loom from the other side of the desert, not far from you. You can feel terror creep into your body.
Damn. Would be a good time to prepare a spell.
Even I've um
I'll let you do one thing before we roll initiative.
do I
Damn, I really should have fucking used that spell.
We'll be fine. We got Lily John.
Oh, you brought Lily John.
Yeah, where's Lily John?
Oh, I thought you charmed him to stay in the grove. I got you. I'll grab him
Oh,
right
no,
now.
he's my meat shield, and he will do anything to protect me.
He is not a great meat shield, but
Yeah, well,
We'll take one hit.
Son.
poor Lily John.
Okay. He loves me.
I have San.
Was this all in the span of a minute?
Yes.
Okay. Because I wanted to cast a spell, which had the casting time of 1 minute.
I don't know. I don't think I'm going to give it to you. We've already declared that the surprise is happening, and it would mean... Yeah, I don't think Stark was thinking about this before.
I mean, he knew something was fucking sus.
But
Something seemed fucking suspicious.
Your insight also said he's very, very pure, or something
Yes.
like that, which was confusing.
No, yeah, but you've always known that he was a pure being. Like, he's lawful good creature. Like you can smell it on him.
Stark
is what-
openly said, "Oh, this seems like a perfect place for ambush."
Okay, all right. I'll give you your spell for 1 minute.
Alright.
That's so great.
What's your 1 minute spell?
Ritual circle.
Okay.
San, do I have any idea what's going on?
Yeah. The terror, the vanguard of terror is coming. You can feel it.
Oh my god.
But how did Jadot summon it?
Oh, Jadot's not summoning it. Jadot is summoning something else.
Okay.
It was not Jadot. The vanguard
It
of
was
terror simply found you.
coincidence.
It was coincidence. It was San creating an encounter where
Just
you
give
have
us the damn train.
where you have to protect the NPC or die.
So we're not about to
Or
be
not get the
Uh,
train.
So how much? What was the D, the die for damage for the level of spell? What was it, like
When
a
you
D8?
it's
Yeah,
your hit dice. I believe it's a D. What's your hit dice? It's a D8, right?
yeah, it is a D8. Alright,
Let me double check. Let me just look really
I
quick.
believe. I'm fucking.
does clear up a lot of confusion because I was sitting here thinking like, oh, he's summoning the train. What do you mean? There's a monster running at us right now.
Yes, he is. You would assume he's summoning the train, but in the distance, you see that the shadows around you are accumulating. Imagine what a twist! I'm like Jamil Jadot was the Night Vanguard of Terror all
yeah.
along.
And then you
Oh,
started
it's a
talking about
D6.
being lawful good. And I'm like, wait, does he know we're evil? Is he
Son,
trying to take care of
it's a
us?
D6.
Oh, perfect. Yep.
So 8. Alright. So I take 36 damage.
And
Alright, I gotta get
in the
rid of this
background,
stuff.
Stark is literally cutting into their flesh and letting blood in a circle.
Also, you said you're giving us time to do one thing.
No, just dream
Just dream. Okay.
Stream.
because of
I
foresight.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So she can see it coming, but we can't. Okay.
I am going to whisper into Crescent's ear, who bows their head and takes a deep breath and blows gently on Jamil Jadot, whose form disperses like dust. Until he is no longer there. That's going to be greater invisibility.
Ooh.
I would do Ward Dreams, but it's a minute to cast.
Just so we know who's invisible, I'll add these little circles.
Alright. Are we rolling a initiative now?
That was your one action. Yes. Everybody, please roll initiative.
Oh
And
boy.
would you like me to tell you what Ritual Circle does? Son?
Please, you can actually throw it in the live chat so everyone can.
Okay.
Natural 20 for 22.
Alright. You got an initiative board for us on, please?
1 second, I'll grab that for you right now.
Thank you, ma'am. I got
There you go.
23. Good rolls, boys. We got this.
I got an 8.
Ben! Ben!
I got a 17.
Do you want
Stay-
it?
Staying true. You're staying true to who you
Oh,
are.
wait. I have foresight, so I have advantage.
Does the initiative count as an ability or a saving throw?
Yeah, it's a dexterity check.
Okay, yeah, then you get advantage.
I guess could you bardic
That's a
inspiration on it too?
5.
Can you
So
bardic,
I'll keep my 8.
can you bardic
Jesus.
inspiration on that too, or no?
If you can bardic inspiration as a reaction. If you can bardic inspiration as an action, then yes, or reaction. Excuse me.
No, everybody should already have a bardic inspiration.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Initiative is an ability check.
Oh, cool, nice. So y'all can add an inspiration on your jazz if you like.
Heck yeah.
I rolled good, so I'm gonna keep it.
Me too.
I put the spell in the life channel.
I'm up to 13.
You used one? Cool. I will
Yep.
use my reaction to put one on myself then. Now I have one to fight.
15 radius circle grants allies within advantage on
And
checks attacks saving throws.
an astral cord will kind of
Damn.
emulate off of Dream as she prepares herself for battle.
That's almost better than foresight, but it only lasts 10 minutes.
Vibrate its way over to.
What level is that? Or is that
It's
a...
eighth. It's eighth
Damn.
level. Yep. It cost me a lot of blood.
Yeah, I love how literally just behind us is just literally you just in a circle, cutting,
Well,
bleeding,
all of us
bleeding
are
in
in a circle.
bleeding in a circle. Just.
You're all in my circle.
Please, Stark, I know I need to be moisturized, but...
There's not enough blood yet. Shh, be quiet. More, I say.
I love the pain.
There are copies of your tokens, and the initiative tracker is at the bottom.
Nice.
I'm still last.
You.
It's
It's
okay.
alright, but you're not like super down there at least.
It's okay. I'm only slightly ahead of you.
I miss Archibald. I'm sorry, Bartholomew.
You never are last with Bartholomew.
No.
It's like
Oh, the shovel?
the auto first build.
The fucking shovel?
What shovel?
And I don't know where Ambassador falls on that initiative.
Oh,
Lily
25.
John will
yeah.
take his turn after or before you, Gloombringer. And I
Also,
think
double
that's
check that spell, Mitch, because if you is that one of those spells that if you command them to do something that's obviously dangerous, like acting as a meat shield?
Oh no, it
it's
was
just charm.
merely just I was just charming him to make him beholden to me in my star power. So now he just loves Gloombringer and will do what I say more commonly. And if I'm ever in danger, he will do what he can to prevent me.
Okay.
He just loves me.
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't one of those ones that gave him a saving throw to get out if.
No, no. It's that to get something out. It's my prestige star.
And then, do you want to tell us what happens in this ritual circle, sir?
Like, what do you mean happens in the ritual circle?
Tell your party members what buffs and things they get.
Oh, right. So if you're within 15 feet of me, you get advantage on checks, attacks, and saving throws. Enemies in the circle have disadvantage on attacks, saves, and checks.
Oh.
And in sewing stance, which I am in right now, you have resistance to all damage while inside my circle.
How big is this circle?
15 feet. Centered on me.
Okay. All right. Very nice.
Yep. Feel my blood on you.
This is awesome. Yes,
this
yes, awesome.
And I'm just gonna make a clarification that might need to be added to the spell. It's gonna stay in one place. It's not gonna move.
That's fair.
And change the area to 15 feet. in one area instead of self.
I think I have a.
And
Oh,
is it it's a 15-foot radius, so it's a 30-foot sphere.
oh, you got it, buds.
Uh,
And you can put that circle where you want it.
do,
Probably
do
in
I
the
get a
middle right
move
here.
as part of my action?
No, just one action.
Okay.
I'm
You're gonna
putting the
put the circle
circle
over there?
in the middle.
Okay.
Hmm. Hold
Mm,
on. I gotta
And
decide.
put
Strategy. Where do I
Uh,
put this? Where am I putting my blood circle?
I would assume we'd probably be moving forward and not staying here.
I would
Yeah, I mean, makes
stay
sense.
wherever the circle is. So, I mean, where'd you put the circle?
So
I
we
can
go
put the
there and
circle in
we'll
the middle.
just
I don't
move
think it
over
necessarily
there.
matters. You weren't over there though, so should meta lead, but I don't think.
I mean, I can place the circle wherever I want it,
Yeah,
according to San.
Probably by sight.
Yeah, I
You,
just like
you'll have to be
shove.
in the space to create the circle, much like Magic Circle.
Okay, so
So you
then
can
I have to.
move up there during that 1 minute cast time and cast the circle.
So I'll be in the middle.
Yes, sir. And the
Sure,
circle will stay there. So let me just lock this real quick.
sure, I'm fine with that. I'll still have resistance, so I should be fine. So everyone just push up to me, and you'll be perfect. You'll be dandy,
Dandy.
randy dandio.
Okie dokie.
Doki day.
Everyone all set?
I hope.
Make sure you guys are where you should be on the map. Otherwise, we're gonna start initiative here. Get rid of some of these extra character sheets because they're in the way. Dope.
Does it make sense since it's not concentration?
Say again?
Ritual circle isn't concentration,
Correct.
so I guess it makes sense.
What makes sense?
I don't know, like not having it constantly on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blah.
I just exploded into a circle of blood. Just
And
red mist.
there's my soundtrack.
Are we
Okay.
actually like combat right now? Are we starting combat?
We just rolled. We're gonna start
Oh god.
right now. I just am putting all the last pieces. That sound.
I think he's implying about how late it is and whether we want to save this for
It
next week.
is 12:30.
Yes, it is getting very late, and I
It
am
is 12:30. I don't think we'll start
dying.
combat today.
Okay.
I think this is a good place for us to stop. Thank you, Carlos. I took a nap, so I'm up now. So I so I apologize. We're gonna actually fade to black here. And actually go back across Toro to the wonderful Cirque Magnifique, where the barrier is starting to fade, and one particular spirit, a woman dressed in a beautiful white gown, begins to press her hand against the barrier and slowly feel it push through. And then we'll roll the credits.
What? Stop doing that.
Why? I like it.
Thank you guys yet again for a beautiful session. I had a great time. I hope you did as well. Um, we're gonna start with our normal closing time things like we usually do. Starting with nominations.
Hmm.
It's a hard one. Who do I want to nominate? I feel like everyone was equally good.
We'll start with you, Atlantis.
Thanks. Um,
Damn, way to call him out here.
I'm going to give it to Gloom for acting very gloom regarding the Khalifa's death. I really enjoyed that. And he's just sitting there talking and talking and talking and talking.
I'm going to. I like Atlantis as my vote. I think we had a lot of involved a bit of it. Nice to see your character.
Aww.
Starting to get like a lot more.
God.
All right. Dream.
I vote Atlantis. I rolled a d4 and it came up Atlantis.
No, what? That's a
What?
cop-out.
That's
My
not how
other one. Come
nominations
on.
work.
Okay, I nominate Little John.
No.
Lily
Thank
John.
you.
Admirable, but no.
Thank you. I'll take it. Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso. I love nominations. Stark.
Shit. Now I can't vote for myself. I can only vote for myself if I'm the last one to be called. Hmm. Who should I vote?
That's
Yeah, don't comment on it.
Alright. I seriously vote for. Jesus. Felt like I spent half of this session asleep. Yeah, I'll give it to Atlantis.
And Ambassador.
I'm going to give it to Stark for being a successful co-parent with me.
love
Oh,
Our little devil blood baby.
can I take back my vote and give it to Ambassador?
it. And even when faced with your first dispute,
But now we're all tied.
you
got like
you
3.
two guys managed to navigate the very impressive. Very impressive.
You and Ben voted for Atlantis and then changed your votes. Both of you. So everybody's got one vote now.
What?
I was peer pressured into changing mine.
Oh yeah.
You voted for Lily John.
I will vote for Atlantis, and we will have a very deserving winner. So please, Atlantis, take your
Aw.
well-deserved point of inspiration.
But you didn't tell us why.
Because I love you.
That's fair.
Wow. Wow.
See, favoritism always works.
Favoritism, it's true.
You know,
Um,
when Son used to say those words to me.
yeah. Long, long, long ago in a past that never existed.
You. God damn. You know, I try my hardest.
Try harder.
This
Everyone,
song is putting me through the fucking ringer.
let's
Some people
name.
run so you can walk, Atlantis.
Hush you. Shush your face. I want an episode title.
What's that off in the distance?
Is it a monster? Is it a... Oh god, I haven't heard that in forever.
Is it a vanguard or is it a train?
What's that coming over the hill?
In all seriousness, I like Of Dreams and Dust.
That's nice.
I think that fits with the sand and dreams.
There's a lot of dreaming happening. There's a lot of hopefulness. There's a lot of looking towards the future. And there's also a lot of things crumbling before your very eyes. So yes, of dreams and dust. I like it.
Fucking mental state.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We love having you. I know I'm grateful for it. With that being said, we are going to bid you, stream, adieu. Good night, stream.
Bye,
Bye,
stream. I
stream.
love
See
you. You're my
you.
favorite.
I'll
Stay
see you on
streaming.
Monday.
Stream.
I know I'm your favorite stream.
Fanfic to Son.
What?
I
What the fuck did you just say?
Son wants fanfic of the Friday night campaign, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I mean we've already like achieved someone's fanfic.
Oh, look at the
Listen,
picture.
Me.
if to the viewers watching this, if you ever do, please don't. Good night.
Please do. We would love to read
Oh,
them
Wait,
in
you haven't
like
shut it
Friday
off yet?
session. Listen, in Friday sessions we will gladly read your fanfics. Alright?
Carlos, shut up.